Imagine walking into a perfect job. Free food, a beautiful house, your own room.
This is Winchester.
Oh, please call me Nina. You know this is a live-in position, right?
Ta-da!
This is your room.
And a family that seems to have it all. But what if that house was a beautiful cage? What if the sweet wife was hiding scars deeper than you can imagine?
You're a lifesaver. I don't know what I'd do without you.
I need this job.
And the kind husband was the real monster behind the smile? Today we're breaking down one of the most chilling domestic thrillers you've probably never heard of. A slow-burn revenge story where every kindness comes with invisible chains. Stick around, because by the end, you'll never look at a live-in maid job the same way again. At the beginning of the story, we are introduced to a girl named Millie, who arrives at the house of a family called the Winchesters. There, she meets a woman named Nina. Millie hands over her resume, and Nina carefully looks through it. After reviewing it, Nina tells her that she's perfect for the position. In reality, Nina has been looking for a housemaid. She then gives Millie a tour of the entire house and explains that she will be responsible for all the household chores on her own. Millie doesn't object at all because she desperately needs this job. After that, Millie goes upstairs to see the room where she will be staying. The room has an antique feel to it. There isn't much inside, just a few basic items and a bed meant for her. Essentially, she is expected to both work and live in this house. Millie feels genuinely happy, and as the story unfolds, the reason behind her happiness becomes clear. For now, after finishing the tour, Nina tells her, "I'll call you," and leaves. After leaving, parks her car on the side of the road, and she falls asleep right there in the car. The truth is that Millie has no one in the world. She is completely alone, and her car is practically her home. Sometimes she goes to a cafe restroom just to freshen up. She eats something outside and then returns to her car to sleep. That's exactly why this job means so much to her, especially because it includes a place to stay. Nearly 2 days pass and Nina still hasn't called. Then one morning, just as Millie wakes up, Nina finally calls her. She tells Millie that they saw several other girls as well, but none of them were better than her. She confirms that she is hiring Millie for the job. Millie gathers whatever belongings she has and heads back to Nina's house. When she arrives, she notices that the entire house is in a mess. Nina approaches her, takes her things, and says, "I'll put your stuff in your room. You focus on cleaning the house." After that, Millie works tirelessly and makes the whole place spotless. That evening, Nina's husband brings their daughter home. The husband's name is Andrew, and their daughter's name is Cece. When Andrew sees Millie, he looks surprised because he had no idea that someone had been hired as a maid or that a maid would be staying in the house. Nina informs both of them that from now on, Millie will be living with them and handling all the housework, which will allow her to focus more on her own tasks. Andrew has brought food from outside, so Millie doesn't have to cook that night. After finishing her work, Millie goes to her room. After some time, Nina comes to her room with leftover food for her. She also gives Millie a brand new phone and says, "From today onward, you'll use this phone. You'll need it to buy groceries and run errands. I've even added a credit card to it." Until now, Millie had only owned a simple one-button phone. She feels incredibly happy because although she is working as a maid, she feels like she's being treated like a member of the family. For her, everything seems perfect. There appears to be nothing to worry about. But that's when the problems begin. The next morning, she wakes up slightly late. She quickly gets ready and rushes downstairs, only to find Nina extremely angry. Nina is throwing things around in the kitchen because she can't find an important file. She tells Andrew that Millie must have misplaced it and that she was supposed to deliver a speech that day. Millie is shocked because just yesterday Nina had been so sweet, and now she's furious over a missing file. Andrew tries to calm Nina down and tells her it's okay. Despite her harsh behavior, Andrew continues to tolerate her. Watching this, Millie feels somewhat relieved. After Nina leaves, Andrew even apologizes to Millie for the chaos. Later, Millie steps outside to throw away the trash. That's when Enzo, the gardener who also handles outdoor cleaning, appears. He seems like he wants to say something to Millie, but then he notices Nina watching him from an upstairs window. Seeing Nina, Enzo stays silent and returns to work. Later, while cleaning the washroom, Millie notices a capsule. As she opens a drawer to examine it, Nina suddenly appears. After completing her work, Millie begins cooking. Nina finishes her shower and heads out for her own tasks. She doesn't eat because the food was prepared a bit late. Andrew tells her it's fine and suggests she can eat outside. He also tells Millie that she can sit and eat with them if she wants. However, Millie doesn't feel comfortable enough to join them, so she declines and goes back to her room. After some time, Andrew comes to her room with a cupcake and says Nina sent it for her. For a brief moment, Andrew comes very close to her. But this turns out to be just a bad dream for Millie. In reality, Andrew is a good husband, and Millie slowly begins to develop feelings for him. She wakes up and starts preparing food quickly because it's Saturday, and she has a half day. That means she can go out and spend some time outside. She could have gone anywhere, but Nina stops her and says she needs to take Cece to school because she has a salon appointment to fix her hair. Just then, Andrew appears and tells Nina that he will drop Cece at school since he doesn't have work that day. Thanks to Andrew, Millie gets the opportunity to go out. Outside, she meets her parole officer and informs them that she now has a job and a place to stay. It is revealed that Millie spent 10 years in prison. Her parole officer warns her that if she leaves this job or becomes homeless, she will be sent back to prison. So no matter what happens, she must hold on to this job. The reason behind her 10-year sentence is still unknown at this point. When she returns home, she meets Emily, Andrew's mother, who has come to visit her son. She has brought some Chinese food plates and other items for him. The plates have intricate designs on them. Andrew loves such decorative plates and even collects them. Soon after, Andrew comes home and meets his mother. That night, Millie can't sleep, so she goes downstairs and turns on the TV. Andrew also enjoys the same movie that's playing. Hearing the sound, he comes out and joins her. While talking, Millie asks him why his wife behaves so badly. Andrew explains that Nina has been like that since childhood. He says her mental health isn't stable and that she takes pills to manage it. He adds that although Millie is new here, he has been dealing with Nina's condition for years. He can't leave her because he loves her. He also tells Millie that Cece is not his biological daughter. He wants a child of his own, but Nina has pregnancy-related issues that prevent her from becoming a mother. Andrew then reveals something even more shocking. He says that once, Nina tried to drown her own daughter in the bathtub. Thankfully, he arrived home in time and saved her. Because of her mental health issues, she was admitted to a mental asylum for 10 years. Hearing all this, Millie is completely shaken. Just then, Nina walks in and sees them sitting together. Although they were only watching a movie, she becomes upset. After Andrew goes to his room, Nina tells Millie that this arrangement isn't working out. She tells her to leave the next day because there's no need for her services anymore. Millie becomes extremely anxious because she cannot afford to lose this job. She apologizes sincerely and promises to fix everything. Nina gives her one final week and warns her to wear proper clothes at home and stay away from her husband. Millie agrees and resumes her work. The next day, when both Nina and Andrew leave for work, Millie sneaks into Nina's bathroom and checks her pills whenever she gets the chance. She looks them up online and confirms that Nina does indeed have mental health issues. Late one night, Millie wakes up after hearing Andrew's voice. It sounds like a heated argument. She rushes to their door and demands it be opened. When Nina opens it, Millie sees a knife covered in blood in her hand. She thinks something terrible has happened, but Andrew soon steps out unharmed. Nina was simply furious. The following morning, Nina gives Millie new, expensive clothes and insists she wear them at home. Millie refuses at first, but Nina insists. She apologizes for her previous behavior and asks Millie to book movie tickets and a hotel room so she and Andrew can spend time together. Later, after picking up Cece from dance class, they return home, and suddenly Nina gets angry again. She questions why 2 movie tickets and a hotel room were booked. Millie reminds her that she had asked for it. Nina denies it and claims she always goes to the salon on Saturdays. She accuses Millie of lying and says she will deduct the cost from her salary. Millie realizes Nina is setting a trap. Andrew intervenes and promises to handle it, though the tickets are non-refundable. Soon after, Nina leaves for a one-day trip with her daughter. Andrew tells Millie she can use the tickets with a friend. Since she has no friends, he offers to go with her. She agrees. They watch a movie, go to a hotel, drink, dance, and get drunk. They stay in separate rooms, but later, after reading Nina's angry messages firing her, Millie breaks down. Andrew comforts her, and they become intimate. In the morning, they promise to keep it secret. Later, Nina returns home cheerful, apologizes for her messages, and behaves kindly. During dinner, she shocks Millie by asking if she learned to cook in jail. Andrew is also surprised. Nina gives her car keys and sends her to the store. At the store, Nina's friend reveals that Nina tracks phones. Soon after, police arrest Millie for allegedly stealing the car. Andrew intervenes and takes her home. At home, Andrew argues with Nina and eventually kicks her out. She leaves crying. Andrew tells Millie to stay and not work anymore. The next morning, when she drops Andrew's favorite plate after seeing Enzo, Andrew fires her, then later locks her in a room, revealing his true nature. He forces her to punish herself for breaking the plate. The story flashes back to reveal that Andrew had always controlled and abused Nina in similar ways. He once locked her in a room and demanded she pluck 100 non-black hairs from her head. He drugged her, framed her for attempting to drown her daughter, and had her institutionalized. Nina eventually planned to trap another girl, Millie, to free herself. Back in the present, Andrew forces Millie to cut herself 21 times with broken plate pieces. She complies but then attacks him, locks him up, destroys his prized plates, and forces him to break his own teeth. Later, Nina returns to save Millie. During the confrontation, Andrew pushes Nina, but eventually Millie pushes Andrew down the stairs, killing him. Nina stages it as an accident and tells Millie to leave. Police close the case as an accident. At the funeral, Nina gives Millie a check for 1 lakh and tells her to start over. In the final scene, Millie goes to another woman's house seeking work as a maid. She gets the job, and the story ends. And that's how this intense story comes to an end, with truth exposed and fate taking its final turn. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts below. See you in the next thriller.